Hey guys, sorry about that. Let me just make sure we're all locked and loaded here. Can you guys hear us? Can you hear me, Evan?
Yep, and we're all live.
We are live. Okay.
Happy to be
All
here.
right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm using a platform here, and I don't know what happened, but so we can do these interviews. But again, like I was saying, like, share, and follow us. Share with your friends right now. Make sure that we're getting out there to everybody, and we are going to be talking about specialty loans today, so be sure to ask questions. We're going to be talking about some different loans for first responders, doctors, and medical personnel, all that good stuff. So Evan's going to take us through that. So Evan, how does this work? I mean, why do some people get special treatment and we don't, or if we're not in these fields, or how does this all work?
You know, a lot of people don't realize, what loan programs are out there in general, but even more specifically, a lot of people don't realize, in some of those specific fields, there are some particular programs that benefit them. So, I'm going to talk about two different programs, on a high level. Anyone can always reach out to me for more details, but, my goal is always to put people in the best, loan for them. So the first one's a doctor loan that we have, a physician loan.
Right?
So this is for people that are in residency or actually a practicing doctor.
Okay.
Uh, could be MD, ND, etc. DO. All those designations work. So, one of the toughest things for doctors, especially in your first few years, is you're a resident and you have a lot of student loan debt. Unfortunately, that's the case. You've gone to school for all this time. I always give doctor props because I don't know if I could go to school that long. I love school. I don't know about that much.
Yeah.
Um,
That's why I voted against it.
that's why you didn't become a doctor, right? That's
That's it.
the only reason. No, but yeah, I mean, a lot of people, a lot of doctors end up with a lot of student loan debt, and I know, in residency, you're not making a ton of money quite yet, especially compared to those student loans. So the nice thing about these physician loans is one, you're getting a slightly better deal on your mortgage, and two, we also can ignore the student loan debt. So they know and they're expecting doctors that can't qualify, maybe their debt to income ratio isn't there. Um, they know that down the line that, hey, you're going to be making more money. This is just temporary. So if there's any doctors out there that have been told no before, we may have a solution that, not every, there are definitely some lenders that have physician loans, but there's, quite a bit that don't and just say, hey, too bad you don't qualify, sorry. So, but
Okay.
we always like happy clients. So.
And I thought doctors were rich. They need loans. I mean, what's the deal with that, right?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. So,
Yeah.
um,
Okay. So with the doctor loans, that's what we're dealing with, and that's what that's all about. And what about medical personnel like nurses, and nurses aides and stuff like that? How does that work?
yeah, so I'll go. So first responders. So it depends. There's a couple different programs out there. Some people limit first responders to emergency techs, and not all nurses. There are other programs for nurses though. But first responders, teachers, and military professional, there is some extra down payment assistance programs out there just for them. So that's kind of nice. So if you're looking for some extra help versus your typical program, or there's some programs that you might need to be a first-time home buyer, but if you are a first responder, it waives that requirement. So basically, you can be a first-time responder, teacher, military professional, or a first-time home buyer. So it kind of gives you access to programs that some non-first-time home buyers don't have access to.
Okay.
So, there's a lot out there, and teachers, unfortunately, another profession that a lot of teachers have student loans debts that are outstanding, and quite a bit compared to salaries. I'm glad that our teachers in Arizona got their raises over the next couple of years, which is definitely helping. We've seen a couple of our clients that have been able to benefit from that and qualifying for more
Absolutely.
money.
Yeah, we get asked about it all the time.
Right, right. So with the teacher raise, that's obviously helpful, but a lot of teachers have issues with because they have so much student loan debt and they might be on an income-based repayment plan and not actually paying it, which is fine.
Right.
Um, but different loan programs look at that differently. Conventional changed their guidelines, I think, just over a year ago, maybe closer to 2 years. So if someone, looked at possibly buying a house a year ago, had too much student loans, they might actually qualify now. And I know a lot of teachers are in that boat where, if you got a master's and whatnot and took out loans for everything, it's pretty tough to pay those back quickly. And especially there's those income-based repayment plans that help out. So,
Right.
there's different guidelines depending on your credit, depending on profession, etc. So,
Yeah. So, do they just basically qualify like any other FHA or conventional type of credit score?
Yeah.
And that's
Yep.
income rate
So
goes.
it depends on the program, but it's on top of FHA, conventional, or VA. So yeah, and obviously military professionals, as long as you serve the right amount of time, you qualify for VA, which is arguably the best loan out there, and a lot of people would agree. But at the same time, our military definitely deserves that benefit. So
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Our son's actually hoping to get that. So that benefit. So, what else should everybody else know that maybe doesn't fall into this category? Because isn't it also some of this also just goes to like government employees, right? I mean, to an extent.
To an extent, yeah. So there's one program specifically. If you're not a first-time home buyer, you can qualify for that specific down payment assistance program, versus otherwise you would have to be. So it's a pretty, it's a pretty broad spectrum. The physician loans is definitely a great one, especially for their situation. But I would just say reach out. If for some reason, if you want a second opinion, it's almost like going to a mechanic or whatnot. Like sometimes a second opinion, makes everything better, and you can qualify versus someone else told you no before.
That's
So
right. I can't tell you how many times, especially since you've started your own brokerage, we've had people come from all different kinds of loan companies, mortgage companies, or banks, and they end up running an app with you to get a second opinion, and they just qualify for a lot more because you're not charging the lender fees, lower MI, lower rates.
yeah, lower. I mean, basically, what the lower rates and lower mortgage insurance does is basically on a $200,000 home, if I have a lower rate and I have lower mortgage insurance rates, your payments are going to be lower, so therefore you're going to qualify for more. So,
Right.
because every lender basically will qualify you based on a payment and say, hey, your payments can't go higher than $1,900 a month. So if one lender's, their rates are higher or whatnot, $1,900 a month could be 20, 30 grand difference depending on the rate and mortgage insurance. So
That's right. Any other programs you can think of that would people might be interested in?
no, I mean, we have a ton of different programs. I talked about renovation loans, down payment assistant loans on different shows.
Right.
So the biggest thing is if you're thinking about buying, or even if you're not thinking about buying yet, if you think you'll be in the area for at least a few years living there, I would definitely recommend, doing a consultation with me, or talk to you, the Mincolla group briefly, and then maybe talk to me about, buying, and we can weigh the options. So,
Right.
Cool.
Hey guys, looks like we don't have any questions. Oh, thanks for joining us, Jamie. Well, Evan, the only thing I would say is, to everybody listening out there, even if you're a year out on a lease and you've been turned down before for a loan, and you maybe didn't have the best of luck getting qualified, or it just seemed so overwhelming, Evan does a really good job of, first of all, he's got a lot of programs, even in the 500s for down payment assistance, 500 credit scores, 500s, not 500, but in the 500s for down payment assistance. He can qualify people, in the 500s, though. It just depends on, everybody's situation is a little different, but it's never as bad or as long as you think it's going to be. And it certainly doesn't cost you anything to talk to him, and no lender fees. It's kind of hard to beat that. So If you're doing all that,
Should say no processing, no underwriting fees. Some, there's other fees involved, but that definitely helps limit the cost for sure. So
sure.
yeah.
So, guys, I would just say, reach out to Evan, even if you're 6 months, a year out, you're not sure, you're kind of afraid. He doesn't bite. He doesn't share your information with anybody else, not even us, except to know, what your time frame may be and when you're qualified if you're working with us. Okay. So, other than that, I would say reach out to Evan at 6. To get in touch with Evan, you can call or text him at 602-456-2273. Check them out online at modernhomelending.com. That's modernhomelending.com.
Yep.
And you can always reach us at 480-788-8569. And you can check us out online at Mincolla Homes and MincollaGroup.com. And by the way, we've even got this really cool little new home search feature. And Evan, by the way, I will just mention this right now. When it comes to purchasing new homes,
right.
When you go in there, if you're working with a realtor like us, we're going to tell you, don't register and still use Evan, even though they're offering you maybe 2% incentives. We've had people who've gone in and they're like 2% incentives, and they're getting some other incentives for things that they can purchase with the home. Mm-hmm. Evan can actually roll a lot of that stuff in there. Plus, their 2% doesn't mean anything when he's not charging you all the other fees that they're going to be charging you, even though they're doing the incentives. So it's kind of more than a wash when you're working with Evan versus the builder's lender. At least that's been our experience with our clients working with Evan. So I'll post the new home search link so you can see all the new homes that are out there in the valley here when we're finished. It's just a new little feature we'll have. Plus, we have our regular resale search, too, for everything else that's out there. But this new home search will actually show you all the communities that are coming soon or have maybe spec homes that are already under construction, available now, or getting ready to plan on. Evan, do you want to add anything to that?
No.
I just want to plug in for you for that, because a lot of people get into these new homes and they just take it for granted. They got to pay what they want and they got to use the lender they have.
Right. No, I definitely, I took a look at that new home search that you have, and that is amazing. But I would say new homes, especially with no inventory, if you're having issues going under contract and getting the right home and being beat out, I know, you can only help so much when there's 12 offers on a house. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be a few that are stronger than others. You can't compete. Unfortunately, if you have a cash offer for X amount of dollars and you have a financed offer for X amount of dollars, the seller is going to go with that. So the nice thing about new builds is you don't have that pressure. So, and we're super competitive that lots of times whatever the incentive is that the builder is giving you, we can give you a better rate and so you'll have a better bottom line. So yeah.
That's right. So guys, if you're looking to buy, sell a home, give us a call. We'll love to be able to take good care of you and answer all your questions. We also like to do a home buyer consult up front. We can do that prior to seeing homes. That's the best way to go. We can even do it the same day we're going to see homes once we know Evan's got you approved. But we want to make sure you got you pre-approved first so you don't fall in love with something and then you don't qualify for it. So give you that free home buyer consult up front. Also, our services are free to home buyers. So nothing to lose here, everything to gain. And we like to come from a place of, where we're actually giving you some value here with those things that we've mentioned and these different programs. And don't hesitate to give us a call, shoot us a text, 480-788-8569. Evan, anything else?
No, sounds good. I'm looking forward to see you guys in a week or two on here.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in about a week or two. We've got some more stuff coming up, some more fun stuff, and some more giveaways coming up here soon. So make sure you check us out every Wednesday at 1:30 or catch the replay afterwards here or on YouTube or on our Mincolla Group page. We'll talk to you guys soon.
See you guys.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Evan.
Bye.